Professor Medhavi sir, Professor Jitin Sharma sir, popularly known as JK sir, by all alumni. It's wonderful to be here connecting again with all of the alumni, members of the distinguished members of the alumni community from LUMBA. I am Sachin Sahni from 1996 batch, and on behalf of all the alumni, let me welcome all of you to this web session. And the purpose of this session, the major purpose was LAMP, L-A-M-P. That is LUMBA Alumni Mentorship Program. So before we tell you more about LAMP, let me tell you how we arrived at LAMP. Actually, a little over 2 months back, Shashank was responsible for this. Again, Tarun, Shashank was responsible. He added me to a Telegram group on LUMBA Telegram group, and there we connected amongst ourselves. And वहाँ पर एक बातचीत शुरू हुई कि let's do something for our alma mater. उसी में discussion शुरू हुए. Web sessions किए जाए. Lockdown चल रहा था. और आस्था is here. She's from 2009 batch. She volunteered for the first session, and वहाँ से एक connection शुरू हुआ हमारा आपस में. वो session बहुत successful था. सारे students ने बहुत उसको enjoy किया, learn किया, उस बड़े अच्छे feedback आए. तो 2-3 सेशंस और हुए. उसके बाद मैंने एक सेशन दिया. तरुण इज हियर फ्रॉम सिंगापुर. तरुण ने भी सेशन दिया और इट वाज सुपर पॉपुलर सेशन. उसके बाद तो तरुण को एमिटी यूनिवर्सिटी से लेकर जयपुरिया हर तरफ से इनविटेशन आ रहे हैं तरुण को, एज तरुण टोल्ड मी. वो करते करते ट्राइब स्टार्टेड ग्रोइंग एंड वी अगेन स्टार्टेड डिस्कसिंग कि एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड सा प्रोग्राम करते हैं अपने अल्मा माटर के लिए. क्यों ना मेंटरिंग की जाए अपने करंट स्टूडेंट्स की, सो दैट दे गेट बेटर, दे आर इन अ बेटर चांस टू सक्सीड इन द कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड. जो एकेडमिक्स चल रही हैं वो तो चलती रहती हैं. आई एम श्योर सारे हमारे गुरुजन हैं यहाँ पे, दे आर टेकिंग गुड केयर ऑफ देम. बट एक इंडस्ट्री कनेक्ट होता है, एक प्रैक्टिकल एस्पेक्ट होता है इंडस्ट्री का, वो मेंटर्स दे सकते हैं. सो and that's how the idea of LAMP was born. It took us उसी में से कुछ लोग इकट्ठे हो गए हम ही में से, और एक हमने अलग WhatsApp ग्रुप फॉर्म किया और डिस्कशंस 2 हफ्ते चले. उसके बाद LAMP आज आपके सामने रेडी है प्रज्वलित होने के लिए. एंड मेधावी सर को जब मैंने अप्रोच किया कि सर ऐसा ऐसा कुछ है, हमें आपका सपोर्ट चाहिए, एंड ही वाज वेरी काइंड इनफ, एज ऑलवेज he has been supportive of alumni and current students. He gave us full support and has promised that future में जो भी activities होंगी हम department पूरा support देगा alumni को, so that we can, our mission is to pay back to our alma mater, which we want to make successful definitely. So this is how it was born. I am sure कि alumni भी full support में सामने आएगा. We'll have a huge tribe who's very successful across the world, not just the country. Like Tarun is from Singapore. We have people joining in. Saurabh has joined in from Dubai. He is a head of finance for a company, MasterCard, in fact, there in the Middle East. Tarun heads sales across the country, the world. More people are there who are doing really, really well. And they have done us all proud as LUMBA community. I am sure हमारे को बहुत support मिलेगा और current students को बहुत फायदा होने वाला है उससे. So with this, I will like to invite Professor Sanjay Medhavi sir to say a few words, and let's start after that with the presentation on LAMP. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, all of you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome to this new mode of interaction between the alumni and the department. I think it would be quite successful. When some alumni had started making a group, what happened, they started initially on WhatsApp, but then the size of the WhatsApp group was a constraint. And then it was decided to shift to Telegram. And I think now we have a much bigger group on Telegram. So today now we have started a new chapter where we are interacting visually with each other on the Zoom app. So I think this interaction with alumni is increasing. And today we are launching a SLAM program with the support of the entire alumni. And through this, our existing students will benefit immensely. So if each alumni who is willing to spare some time uh, takes a few of the existing students under his or her mentorship, it will go a long way in preparing the current students for the changed environment. We all know because of COVID, the world has changed. And all the textbooks and all the theories are all outdated, and we need to reorient everything. And if the people who are working in the industry and who are in touch with what is happening and they start mentoring the existing students, that was the best thing could have happened. And with this support of the alumni, we can go a long way in making LUMBA one of the best management institutions in the country. Now, not today, but in future, I have a proposal, and I want the support of the entire alumni in this. With increasing requirement, and today we have 2 sections of MBA intake every year, and we plan to increase that so that more students can benefit from the expertise of the Lucknow University. So for that, we required one more floor to be constructed in the building. And the building, which is now around 20 years old, to be renovated. And for that, because of this, the constraints of the Lucknow University and the state government, we are short of funds. So what I was planning is we can put up a crowdfunding system in which the alumni and anyone, our recruiters and all corporates who want, from the CSR fund, some companies can give, and we can collect money for the expansion and renovation of the LUMBA building. So that's our next project after this lab. So, and we have been organizing such alumni meets regularly. In somehow last year 2019 we did not have a formal meet, but then what we can do is now we can meet more often on the online system, and then we can have one physical meet per year. Those who can manage to come down. So let us see. There are lots of plans and how we. And today itself we are having an international seminar from 2:30 p.m. onwards, in which 3 international speakers are there along with 2 Indian speakers. And a lot of things we have in mind in going into the future. And with your support, I think LUMBA will go places. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. JK sir, can we have a few words from you also? Professor JK Sharma sir? Sir, can you hear me?
Okay. Now, LAMP is going to definitely show the way now. We've been looking forward to open up to alumni, and this is a good initiative. I mean, we can connect the students with the practicing managers, alumni, and connect not only the alumni with the students, but also, look forward to more association and participation of the alumni in the affairs of the department, particularly the placement and infrastructure support and all the networking benefits which the department can derive from the network. So a lot of synergy can be exploited, and I'm very happy this has taken place. We have so many volunteers, alumni. They're looking back to return to the department. We're very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. All right. So now I think it's time to present about the LAMP. Before we begin, let me tell you on the onset that this is not what the structure of LAMP today may not be the final one. So your feedback, all the alumni, would be very important. Our aim was to reach, as it is said in the corporate world, the minimum viable product. So we have tried, all of us who were there in the committee, to reach a certain stage where it is workable. So I'm sure with all your support, we will keep enhancing the effectiveness of LAMP. So over to you, Abhishek. Abhishek is from the 2002 batch, and he's also doing very well in the corporate world, and he was very kind enough to give a lot of his time in this program. he has dedicated a lot of time. Abhishek, are you there? Can we have
Yeah, happy to get started.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So is my screen visible to everybody?
Yes, we can.
We can see
Yeah.
that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, we can see.
All
Yeah,
right.
we can see that.
Yes, sir.
So first off, thank you Sachin sir, Midhavi sir, and J.K. Sharma sir, and good afternoon everybody. My name is Abhishek and I'm from the 2002 batch, and I specialize in human resources. So let's get started. And so LAMP, right? So LAMP is an acronym for LUMBA Alumni Mentoring Program. And I want to talk a little bit about, Sachin sir did mention about how we got started, but I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the genesis of the program and what is it that we're trying to achieve here. A lot of our LUMBA alumni have done really, really well in their professional careers and contribute to their alma mater. And, you know, we thought it was high time that, you know, all of us paid our so-called dues back to our alma mater and bring LUMBA back to its glory days. And that is how this program started. So this is, you know, the inspiration for this was that, you know, when we created that WhatsApp group, we realized that, you know, so many of us are doing so well and, you know, we can definitely help students of the current batch in the form of mentorship or even in the form of placements. So why not, you know, create a platform which is formal, get the department involved and work towards it. Okay, so that's about how you know, the program started, and this is the mission statement that we want to, you know, select a bunch of students from the current batch, and we want to you know, help them by mentoring, you know, talking about their market insights, talking about what's happening around the world, and sharing our professional experiences and knowledge with them. In turn, you know, helping them get a little career ready, a little more career ready, and you know, market savvy. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. So yeah, I think one of the key things for us, you know, for us to be able to achieve something like this would be upskilling everybody. Now, you know, if you think about it, every management has, you know, 4 very daunting questions that kind of affect them. You know, how to bridge the industry academia gap, how to make the students changing scenarios within the industry, for example, COVID being one of them, and how the this crisis is going to impact jobs and professions around the world in the coming future. Also, career guidance in terms of, you know, what are the different opportunities available, you know, once you pass out from your MBA. So, for example, you know, a general perception, and this is something that I have experienced as well, that, you know, when you, let's say you are an MBA finance professional, right? So an obvious choice for MBA finance professional becomes a bank, you know, going to the banking industry, corporate banking or retail banking or any of that industry. But what one doesn't realize is with the e-commerce marketplaces coming up, there are so many shared services business units that keep looking for people from a finance background and are not able to find them. So the intent is to, you know, talk more about what are the options available, what industries should one target, and of course, mentoring throughout the process of this program. So the solution is basically to, you know, the intent is to, you know, identify a bunch of them, and Ashish later will talk about how we're going to identify the mentees for this program. We want to basically handhold them throughout the journey, and we want to make sure that they are more market ready and are more updated in terms of what's happening in the market, and you know, what options would they have right after their MBA. Okay. So LAMP design, right? Sorry, I missed one slide. Okay. So we had a bunch of volunteers who kind of worked very, very hard, you know, to bring bring this program up to its current shape. And we wanted to, take this opportunity to invite all of you to participate in this mentorship program. And, we've had some interaction with mentors, and there are obviously a lot of questions that mentors have in terms of, how much time does it require, and and how much time do I have to devote, and how are you going to match the mentees to me? What are my responsibilities going to be, and so on and so forth. So what we'll try and do is address some of those concerns here at this point in time. And later on, what we'll also do is open it up for a Q&A session, where in case you have any questions, we'd be more than happy to answer them for you. And as Sachin sir rightly mentioned, this is a work in progress. So we definitely want to invite your thoughts, your suggestions, and we'd be happy to incorporate them. So, I also want to talk a little bit about what is the expectation from a mentor. So in terms of availability, so I think a lot of the mentors would have a very, very busy schedule, and it's kind of difficult at times to, take out a lot of time and mentor somebody. But the program that has been created is extremely flexible in the sense that you can opt for, a mentorship program for, let's say, 6 weeks. And, if you think you want to handhold the, the current batch students for a year, it can go up to a year. So it's completely up to you in terms of how much time you want to spend on each mentee that you are associated with. And it's based on your convenience, in the sense that if you want to kind of do it only online, if you want to do it on a Skype call or a Zoom call, or you want to do it on the phone, so all of that is okay. I mean, as long as you're able to commit a couple of hours a month and talk these mentees through your experiences, and help them answer questions, and give them more insights about the industry from your experience. So two is it talks about what kind of a background are we looking for in terms of you being able to be a mentor. So I think for now it's been 10 years, but that's not carved in stone. So obviously that's something that we're going to work on, and with all of your feedback, I think it will become a more structured form in coming versions. So location, in the sense that you don't really have to worry about being in the same location now, as in being in either Lucknow or one of those places. You can be anywhere and still be able to help your mentees. The objective of this program is also not just to mentor the mentees, but also to handhold them to the point that you try, after you've mentored them for a while, try and arrange interviews, and if possible, get them placed. That is the whole intent of the program. So what we wanted to do is create a program which is objective, effective, and measurable, in the sense that the effectiveness of any program is when you can actually measure it. And I think one of the things that we're trying to achieve is see if you can help them get placed. Although this is not something which is expected out of you, it is not something that you're signing up for, but it is definitely something that'd be good to have. If you can help them, it'll be great if you can help them. Okay. I'll move on to the next slide. So, so we'll talk a little bit about the workflow of how this is going to work. So obviously the first part of the process is going to be, we're going to be inviting all of you all to, volunteer as a mentor and join us and help us build a great mentorship program and essentially help out our upcoming batches. So what really happens is, once you've nominated yourself as a mentor, there is a mentee selection process that's going to begin, and Ashish is going to talk more about it. And we're going to basically invite applications, and how those applications are going to get invited, what all is required in those applications for it to be considered. I think Ashish is going to talk about it in detail. But the intent is to get people who are committed, people who actually want to, take up their career very, very seriously. People who are willing to go the extra mile to do well in their professional setups. So once we get these applications, that's when the pairing process of the mentee and the mentor would begin. What this means is that if one of you comes from a finance background, we try and assign you mentees who are from that background. If you come from a marketing background or industry-wise segmentation, if there's somebody who's interested in FMCG or IT or any of those sorts, so there are going to be criteria that are going to be utilized to pair the mentor and the mentee. And obviously, the mentors would have a say in who they get paired with. But the intent is to get as many mentees as possible on the program. So what we'll also do is try and set some realistic goals for the mentor and both the mentees. This is predominantly for the purpose of making it objective, and so that over a period of time you can go back and check what is the progress and where we are with the program. So mid-program, calibration or recalibration is something that the coordination committee would do. What they would basically do is interfere at, or rather interject at various stages during the program and get feedback from both the mentor and the mentee in terms of how the program is going, what should we change, and what is it that's working and what is not working. So that's the intent behind the calibration or the recalibration exercise. And preparation for placement, right? So that's the end goal. That's where we want to go. I mean, that's the idea that we have. That one is mentoring them and see if we can help them get placed. If that happens, the expectation is that the mentor is able to at least get them a couple of interviews. It doesn't have to be 5 or 10 interviews. Even if you're able to get these mentees a couple of interviews, that would definitely help them, getting placed much earlier. Also, I think it's going to be a great way for these mentees to, cut through a lot of the grapevine and red tape, and probably use your network to make sure that their application is seen. So that's the intent, and the program closure obviously happens at the end of the mentorship program, and there's feedback and there are surveys that go around both for the mentor and the mentee. Okay. So, if you are interested, here is a link for you being a mentor. All you have to do is fill in a few details, and step 2 is, the LAMP coordination committee will reach out to you once we have the mentee nominations. And then step 3 is obviously orientation and commencement of the program. Okay, so the structure that we've kind of thought about, and obviously we're open to feedback and suggestions, is that it needs to be a tripartite involvement where you have the mentee and the mentor, but it's always at, it's facilitated, I would say, by the LAMP coordination committee, which in turn would have constant review mechanisms, constant feedback mechanisms, and ensure that both the mentor and mentee are moving towards the goals that they first set out for. So it's going to be well coordinated. It's going to be something that both mentor and mentee would, kind of find it very seamless. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what's included in the program. And so I think a lot of these pointers are self-explanatory: groom and facilitate job market talent and improve employability questions, support mentees in the transition from a student to a professional. I think this is the crux of the LAMP program, that you pick up a student and you try and turn them into a professional, and make sure that they get market ready the moment they come out of college. Coach them on business, corporate communication, trends, facts, etc. Support industrial exposure. A lot of these mentees would probably need help with their summer internships, and at the end of the MBA curriculum, obviously a placement. So, all the mentors can probably come in handy and help as many as they can. Enhanced and bolster mentees' industrial and conceptual knowledge. I think that's something which is going to be a part of the mentorship process anyways. Introduce mentee up to 3 potential job interviews. As I said, any program has to be efficient and effective, and for it to be able to be both, I would say that the logical conclusion of any mentorship program would be, when they finally get placed. And obviously constructive feedback sharing, and that's something that's going to be managed by the coordination committee, which is super efficient, I must tell you. Okay, what is not included? So this is, this slide is kind of important because it helps you not create misconceptions about the program. So LAM is not an educational program. We do not intend to educate students. What we want to do is we want to mentor them. The difference being that, for example, can all of you go on mute, please? Okay. So just to give you an example of what it means when we say it's not an educational course. So for example, if we see somebody with, let's say, communication skill challenges, right? So the intent is not that the mentor starts teaching communication and all of that to the mentee. The intent is that the mentor identifies it as a problem and says that, this is something that you need to work on. And here are top 3 ways of working on this. And then track it as a measurable goal and see where the mentee goes with that. So it's not really an alumni to alumni mentoring program. It's essentially for students who are currently, part of their first year MBA. It's not really a personality development program. We do not intend on doing that, not a communication or language improvement course. We do not interfere at all with the department's curriculum. What we intend on doing is bridging the gap between the department or the program, MBA program, and the industry. That is all that the program intends on doing. So there are no agreements, there is no remuneration that you can expect out of this. So it's all voluntary, and I think it's worth it. Okay, so why now? I think, we've had some bit of discussions with the current batch of students, and a lot of them wanted some kind of program that bridges the cliche term industry academia gap. And that's how we thought that this is something that we should start. Also, a couple of other things that with the COVID crisis, anyways, next year finding a job for a fresher is going to be very, very difficult. So it makes all the more sense to start the mentoring program this year, so that by next year we are at least somewhere. Great. So I will pause at this point in time, and I will pass on the presentation to Ashish. And before I do that, I want to really, really thank our super efficient team of Utkarsh, Astha, and Ashish. And Ashish, over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Sanjay sir and JK sir, and to our all alumni and students. So, thank you, Abhishek sir, for taking us through the journey of LAM. Let us understand this journey of LAM is not easily attainable for everyone. So why I'm saying this? Because this has to be earned. So a mentor who is taking out time for a student should have some seriousness into his efforts which he is putting in. So we have put in a small checks so that we get the people who are really interested and who can actually go ahead and do things what a mentor is trying to assess and trying to let him do in their career. So the process is, this is 5-step application process. So what a mentee has to do to get into this program is, first he has to evaluate what major specialization he is going to opt in. So the presentation has gone, Abhishek sir.
Let me just open it again. Sorry.
So the point here I was making was, the program will not, yes, the presentation is back. So the person who wants to get enrolled in the program, he is going to, can you get on the first slide, sir? 14th slide.
You want me to go on the next one?
Like, yes, this one. So first he has to choose which specialization he is opting for in the second year of MBA. Then the person decides on the career path he is going to choose. So on the basis of specialization, he is going to select the top few career options or a dream job for himself or herself. Next slide, please. So after that evaluation, he or she has to explain how he is eligible for this program. So what he has to do is, he has to make 4 to 5 slides of all these aspirations that he have in his life. So why he want to take, say for example, he is opting for a finance, MBA in finance, why he wants to choose an MBA finance, or say why he wants to go into a financial consultancy, why he wants to go to a particular company, and where do he or she see herself or himself in next coming 5 to 10 years, and how he's going to take that journey ahead. So for that he has to send in a presentation, and just to see how confident he is and how serious he is, we would like to have a video pitch also for that particular thing from his or herself. So somebody who is interested, he has to summarize, he has to send us, the coordination committee and the mentors, 2 things. One video pitch wherein he or she is interested, why he is interested, and what career path he is interested, and where do he or she see herself in next 5 to 10 years, or his career path journey, to the mentors and the coordination committee. So what will happen after that? Once they make a submission, all the information is received by our point of contact, Mr. Himanshu Mohan. He is the faculty there in LUMBA. He will be collating all these information for us, and just will be sending the information to the coordination and the mentorship committee. Then finally, when we have all the applications in hand, the mentors and mentees will finally sit and do the matchmaking, so that a particular person who is interested in some field, he gets attached to a mentor which actually is doing very good in its in that particular field, so that the orientation becomes up to the mark and to the right direction. So this is the concept how the application process goes. And thank you so much. Now I would like to invite everybody for a question and answer session. Asta, can you take over from here? Thank you.
Thank you, Ashish ji. Thank you, Abhishek ji. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Actually, thank you doesn't intends and basically conveys how much we are happy that all of you have joined. And it indeed is much better than just chatting on Telegram. So what we are happy about is that in some or the other way, you all could make some time and join this session today. And it means that you are willing to support this idea into reality in whatever way possible. So double thumbs up. But just please. My bad. Am I audible now? Higher?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So the thing is, yes, it's an idea, and to make into a reality, we do need a lot of support, interest, and willingness from all of you, all the respected alumni. It needs all your heart and all your guidance for the upcoming Lumbans, the now students, because without you, we will be nowhere. We need the ever important mentors to be a part of this program. And obviously, we also need interested and willing students because, hey, this is the time we can grab the best out of this program. And I wish something was there and when I was there. So make the most out of it. Additionally, not taking too much time, I would like to thank the Department of LUMBA, Professor Madhavi, J.K. Sir, our own coordination committee, Shashank ji, Sachin ji, Utkarsh ji, Ashish ji, Abhishek ji, for stepping in very quickly and bringing in all these ideas together. And last but not the least, the Student Placement Committee, Rohan and Aditya also, because they have moved things very quickly for us. So let me say it, the lamp is lit, but we really need you and all of your support to make it keep burning. That's it from our side, and let's address any questions, any queries, any suggestions from you, and over to all of you. Back to you, Ashish ji and Abhishek ji.
Okay. So, do we have any questions on the mentorship program or the mentee program?
So just before begin, in the chat box, you can find the mentor info form and the mentee registration form. And I've also shared a file which has all the links put together, which you can download and use later on. All these links and also they are available on the Telegram group, which for which the link is also shared in the chat box. So from there, you can get that link and join the Telegram group if you've not done yet. Over to question and answer, sir. Any question from anyone?
I think this is Ravish here. I don't know if you guys can hear me well.
Yes, Ravish,
very nice to see everybody here, and you know, this is something that was long overdue. I think it's about time that we did something like this, and I hope this is the first step of a many-step process, because there's lots of ways the department can interact. Regarding my question, I mean, I saw so many familiar faces and not so many, some people I have no clue who they are. I have not met them. So I don't know if it is, the group doesn't look too big to at some point in time go around with a little introduction and who's where and what, or we can do it on the group that we have. The only other part I would say is there some structure to how we want to do it? In sense of either is it like up to the mentor to try and figure out to take it wherever they want, or some suggestion, some structure, because I mean, I've been involved with mentorship programs with other schools as well, and I would like to know as much before I start offering and telling them and what to do. I would like to know as much where they want to go. I mean, I saw those slides as well, but beyond that, is there anything else that that helps the process?
So Ravish, let me take this question from you, and
Yeah.
thank you for coming over. It's 2:30 a.m. in the morning at your place, I know, in Philadelphia. Thank you for making this effort and joining in.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, Ravish, as we told you earlier, Abhishek mentioned that this is still work in progress. We are open to suggestions. We have put some structure to it. Let's say if somebody is from, like you are from pharma industry, so if and in marketing, so if somebody wants to join marketing, and we have, let's say, 3 mentees, and they are from the background of, let's say, pharma or biotechnology, we like to match those 2 candidates to you, and you would know best what it takes to succeed in this industry. So we will not like to interfere. I mean, as a coordination committee, how you want to make them job or market ready, because you are the one who's expert on it. 24 years of experience is something, or like you have that experience, and you have an experience in India, in US, in Canada. So I mean, you are the best judge. The only end objective is that the mentees learn what they have not been taught in the school, which is not possible in the school, I mean in the college, and they get ready for the job they want to take. So I'll tell you what the questions these people have, because we have interacted. They don't know exactly what are the career options. Let's say if they want to enter marketing in pharma industry, it could be 3-4. In, let's say, for banking, there could be corporate banking, there could be retail banking, there could be merchant banking. So they're not too clear about it, but somebody coming from the industry knows that. That's one. Two is what it takes to succeed. And let's say if somebody wants to become a banker, corporate banker, what it takes. What are the skill sets? You would know them. I'm not saying you need to be, you would be required to take those classes like a teacher, but you can always tell them the resources and give them the timeline. Okay, go read this, or go and check out this particular course on Udemy. Go through it, come back to me, and I'll see if you are up to the mark or not. These kind of activities we are expecting from the mentors. But as I said, we are open to suggestions. College is open to suggestions. They are here to help. I mean, it could happen that, that mentor and mentee match is not proper. After, let's say, 2 weeks, you might realize that this boy is more suited for XYZ field and not pharma marketing. So you can also suggest that. I hope I could answer you.
No, absolutely. And I think one good place to start is networking, and, all the other programs that I'm involved with, I usually tell them first thing you do is send LinkedIn invitations. I get on my LinkedIn, I have like over 1,000 people on I'm connected to the industry across countries. So it is one thing I said, do not miss that opportunity to get LinkedIn. And then that just opens up your, so there are little things like that, but I think it's a good start.
So, and any suggestions, Ravish? Or you would like to give your suggestion later?
No, the only thing I'd say is, to your point, Sachin, to keep your mind open, because when I was in LUMBA, I was looking at product management, and that's where I ended up as a product manager. That's 20 years ago in a company in Gujarat. And now I'm in medical affairs, which has like moved so far into science side. So the question with one talk I do is how my journey, I've learned 3 different countries, 2 different continents, and there's nothing I could have imagined where I ended up today. I could not have imagined. So the whole purpose is, to when you're there, to keep flexible, keep open, but not get too structured in saying, well, here are the only 2 options, or this is all you can do. I think it's a lifelong learning process, and you take opportunities as you get along. And so that my focus has always been that don't get so fixated on this just one thing or one area. That's where because you're just starting off, you don't know how and where you'll end up. So those are some of the things, but it's good to see that there's flexibility in this program, and we'll see how it evolves. I mean, any way we can help, absolutely.
Thank you, Ravish.
You're welcome.
More questions, please. I mean, we'll be happy to take questions.
I have one suggestion.
So, sorry, let me just quickly complete. It's not a question, but I want to congratulate you all for the initiative. So I am firmly into this program. I hope I can make a difference to the lives of some young students who want to step out into the world. It's a very different world when you step out from what you are taught in the school. That's how it always works. And I think any guidance coming in from our side, and I think as Astha mentioned, while Astha passed out in 2009, probably 12 years after we did, I also always, and I was discussing with Sachin, we look back that if I had the right mentorship guidance in addition to what our professors taught us, the world would have been very different. So what we didn't get is what I am going to be part of this initiative, is to offer to students probably changing their life. We'll make our best. So only thing from my side, I am all into this. I'm going to fill up the mentorship form after this. So good initiative, guys. Look forward to interacting with some good student mentees.
Thank you, Tarun, for this initiative and committing your joining in for this LAMP program. Thank you so much.
Okay, I have a suggestion. This is Dr. Ved Shrivastava. Good afternoon again to the people who joined a bit late, right? So I have a suggestion to the coordination committee that apart from the weekly sessions and apart from the help as far as summer internships and the final placements are concerned, my suggestion would be that it will be great if the mentors could actually help these students in getting some short-term projects or short-term assignments even post-corona that could be online, so that these guys can do it as simultaneously, I mean, with their classes also. Because to tell you, once we are finalizing their CVs, these people actually, since 95% of them are fresher, they don't have much to write in their CVs as well, right? Because they do not have any experience. So, I mean, it will be good if they can have some worthwhile assignments with some good companies, or companies don't matter, actually the profiles matter, right? That will be a great stepping stone for them, and they will be in a better position to actually fend for themselves when they are sitting before seasoned professionals from the companies that come for the campus drive. So this is my suggestion, that these short-term projects or assignments, it could be a 1 month project or an assignment, it could be 3 months, right? So these
Dr.
kind of
Dr. Shrivastava, thank you so much for this session. This is very important, and we have kept this in our mind. And in the format, the mentors will be suggested to keep it very practical. We will be trying to give them as many projects as possible, though we can't commit. Though we will be trying to, get them on the interview table also. But then in the written piece, we can't really commit because it becomes a different level altogether. But then yes, this is already incorporated, and I'm very happy to hear your views, because it actually, kind of matches with what we had thought. In short, yes, we are keeping practical projects in our perspective, for sure.
great. Okay.
And when you are talking about projects with companies, look at Sachin there. I mean, I think it is important to, one of the big things I've learned is, even within companies, especially the big ones, entrepreneurship is a really valued asset. And so I think sometimes you can create your own projects. There's a lot in this digitally transparent post-COVID world. There's tons of things that you can do. And, that was one thing that a lot of schools don't teach people, where so I would say that on top of creating projects, you look at projects which are lying there, which you can do it yourself.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, true, Rajesh. We all remember in our days, we all were passing out our MBA classes with a CEO or a VP marketing positions in our mind, but then nobody taught us to, take the next step towards that direction. We all never knew what it takes to reach that position, and we never knew the world was so hard. I mean, the like we have all faced, you and me and everyone. More questions, please.
We welcome all the students to also put up any questions, any queries they have in minds, because we know most of the first year students are currently going in through their summer
Asta, your
internships.
voice is cracking, so you'll have to keep it a little more.
Okay, I'll repeat again. Sorry, I think I have a patchy network this side. I wanted to say welcoming all the students to also put in their questions, because it's obviously about you. So you might have questions about continuing this program while you are in an internship, going through curriculums, having classes. There are several ways to do mentoring. There's not a fixed pattern, which is assumption from our side. It's based on your need and availability, and obviously your schedule is going to be kept in mind while it's designed along with your mentor's schedule. just something which I wanted to speak out on from my top of mind. But if there
We
are any,
have one more question from Mr. Sanjeev Shukla.
oh
He
yeah,
says, got to have some registration fee so that that is sustainable. It would require a lot of effort for it to truly be effective. Got to have some registration fee both for mentees and mentors so that it becomes sustainable. It requires a lot of effort. So, Shashank sir, you'd like to take it up, sir?
See, we have initially thought that we will keep it for free, and we really want to create value. And going forward, we can keep reviewing it basis the feedback from the mentors and mentees and the authorities and Dr. Professor Medhavi and everyone. So as of now, we will keep it free, and we'll see how it turns out. I hope I have an agreement from most of you.
Yeah, this is okay.
Look, we can't charge.
I think this is
from
okay.
the alumni. They, as it is, they are taking their precious time out. So, mentee, this is my thought. Anybody can differ from it. Taking time out by a busy professional in itself is a huge contribution. So that time is money at that particular position. So that's one. Mentee, if we feel in times to come that they are not taking it seriously because it is free, we can think of adding small token amount. My thoughts.
My suggestion here is there should be no fee, because this is what we are trying to do in good faith, giving back to our alma mater. Students who are studying at LUMBA have paid the fee, should benefit from their interaction and engagement from the students who have passed out earlier. I think if any mentee is not serious, Sachin, you and I discussed this, and I say we all want very ambitious and sincere mentees, because it's the job of the mentee to be mentored by the mentor and not the other way around. If there is no seriousness coming in from the mentee, it only harms themselves. We all from our profession are trying to give our contribution. So I think initially, the first batch, there shouldn't be any fee, because none of us want to make money out of this initiative. It's about trying to groom people. But later on, it could definitely be a suggestion on the table, is my opinion.
True.
Hi everyone, there's Subbareddy here. I am from the 1992 batch. I just, and I think Sanjeev Shukla, who just posted a query, is also from my same batch. Just had a small observation. I think somewhere in February this year, when I was visiting Lucknow, I decided to do a 2-hour session, more of a guest lecture session on business valuation for the batch there. And I felt that the response was pretty good. And in any case, because this great initiative has been taken up by at this point of time, I thought it was a reasonably decently structured initiative. Can we also think in terms of, doing some sessions, maybe an hour, 2-hour sessions from all of us, where we kind of share our experience in certain areas which perhaps the faculty feel is necessary. So Sanjay Medhavi sir, J.K. Sharma sir, if you know that there are certain areas in which maybe building a certain knowledge base within the current batch is necessary, if a list of such topics could be floated, and maybe we can pick up amongst ourselves and we can do these sessions, maybe 2-hour sessions or 1.5-hour sessions, in which maybe everybody can join in. That may also kind of provide a forum for people to break the ice, know each other better, know a little. We know the students better, the students know these topics better. That is also in a way kind of a mentoring, but without the without the need for any long-term relationship like a mentor-mentee. Is that this would be kind of testing the waters and different topics. We could just come up with a list of topics that we believe might be relevant for people who are passing out in this batch in the current times. And likewise, there could be a list that the students might come up or the faculty might come up. We could do simply a matching of those lists. And then we could do these web sessions, because nowadays, thanks to COVID-19, in any case, these web sessions and webinars have exploded exponentially. So just as an addendum to this program, I don't know, maybe I personally feel that that could be useful. Sanjeev, for example, comes with decades of experience in marketing in automobile and a lot of other industries. I come from a background in, I'm a CPA, US CPA also. I do business valuations and all that stuff. I believe that some knowledge that I can share which could be useful. So wherever there is a match, we could do these sessions, and this could kind of, set the ball rolling to maybe the precursor to mentor-mentee relationship also. Can we think on those lines, sir?
Shank, would you like to take up this question raised by sir?
Sir, yes, we will have very many people from different backgrounds, and one step that we will be taking going forward is we will be collecting the achievements from different mentors with the intent that down the line we will like to recognize them from the institution side as a lifetime achievement. In the process, when we are doing this, we will be collecting their achievements and their positions and their experiences, and then we will also approach them to address the current institution strength, and why not also the alumni like we all, so that from each mentor, not only the current students, even the alumni can gain out of it. So we have started such a drive, and like we just discussed during the opening session of this meeting, Tarun Kalra from 97 and few more people have already started taking it. But then your suggestion is brilliant. Point taken. We will do it.
Great. Thanks. That's all I had to say.
Any more questions and suggestions, gentlemen and ladies, young guys? I mean, though we all are young.
Any questions from the students? If there are any students here? I saw a few students joining in. So if you have any questions regarding this program, please put up your questions. We'll be happy to answer.
And it is absolutely fantastic to collect as many viewpoints as possible.
So there is one question from Shreya, one of the students, and she says summer internships right now are not on the field experience. Can the mentor-mentee program include compulsory internships after the third semester for the current batch?
Yes, this is a good suggestion.
And we just address this. Yes, we will have a practical approach.
I will also add to that. At the moment in the LAMP program, we are not including anything which says compulsory. So it's all voluntary. We, all the mentors, and the alumni who are joining hands, will try our best to give you the best we have learned in our years of experience, and whatever resources we have, we'll try to give you the best. And if that means getting you practical internships, that's also, because you see, it's the responsibility of the mentee to connect the busy alumni who's already has 10 things on his table. It is your job to connect, make good relationship with him, and then it is up to you to request him and see what you can gain out of that relationship. So it's huge responsibility of the student to get as much return possible out of this relationship. The idea is getting you connected in the similar field, then you can take it forward from there. My thoughts. If anybody would like to add to that.
So if there are no more questions, sir, so can we take a last question if there is somebody?
I have a question here, Ashish and Sachin. I saw in one of the slides you talked about the triangle where there's a mentee, mentor, and the LAMP coordinator. So who exactly is this person going to be? Is he or she from the faculty, or who's this person? Just to understand.
Let me understand your question again. Vigyan, you said who is the LAMP coordinator? Is this the question?
Yes, that's a question. I mean, is it?
There are.
Yeah.
I'll answer you. At the moment, there are a few volunteers from the alumni who have volunteered for being a coordinator, and there is a faculty assigned by Professor Sanjay Medhavi who will be taking up that. So essentially, from the side of the mentees, it is the department which will be doing the needful, collating all the information from the mentees, and from the mentor side, we'll be coordinating. But ultimately, we would want it to be an autopilot kind of a program in times to come, because even the coordinators are from alumni and they're all very busy. So what we'll want is, once that systems are set, we would like to hand over everything to the department in some time to come. But yes, for the moment, there are a few volunteers from amongst us, and most of them are here at this moment. Asta is there, Ashish is there, Shashank, Utkarsh is here. Utkarsh, in spite of his busy schedule, he was supposed to be taking a session today, but he is here. We all are here. So, and in fact, we would want some more alumni to join in the coordination committee. It'll be a great help.
See, the reason why I said this is I have been involved with a couple of mentorship programs where the faculty plays a critical role in and keeping an oversight on the students. Because see, at the end of it, all of us are professionals in our own ways, and we don't really connect with the students. I think the faculty people who are watching students on a regular basis, interacting with them on a regular basis. So usually, at least the ones I've come across in my experience, there is a clear role for faculty. So let's say if you've got some 10 faculty or 15 member faculty, including people who visit as a visiting faculty, if they are interacting with students on a regular basis, and they are subject experts in their fields, then I think as you are allocating students to mentors, I think if a faculty is attached to a bunch of students, then there is a lot more comfort. Because, and let's understand one thing, it will take some time for students to open up to the mentors, and chances are that the students may have a better feel with the faculty, and if there's anything going wrong, probably they'll be a little bit more comfortable there as well. And also, it's important for the faculty to be very aligned to how this program is being seen by the mentees. So from that perspective, I would really think that the involvement of the faculty should be far more than what has been envisaged so far.
Yes, yeah, you are right. I agree with you fully. But since the initiative has been started by the alumni,
yeah,
we are taking baby steps. We are working on it. Ideally, it should be department led, but for the moment, since we've started, we going forward, what we want is that the mentees and mentor connect happens at the department level. But for the moment, we are hand holding, and we want that once a certain stage is reached where things are autopilot, we'll be there.
Okay, let's yeah, sure.
I'd just like to add to it that we have a tree program in which around 10 students are allotted to every faculty, right? So maybe that can be seen, that how that can be leveraged along with the alumni mentorship program, right? So that can be done. We already have a tree program in place wherein mentor-mentee kind of arrangement is there. 10 students are allotted to each and every faculty, right? That can be.
Oh, we reap a lot of fruits from this whole synergy.
That makes sense.
Ecosystem.
That makes sense.
I'm just interested in hearing from the students. Are there no students here? This is your chance. All these people, I don't talk to so many people at the same time from my batch itself. So if there are any students, this is your chance. You speak up, There's a big skill set to learn. That when you're on a big stage to speak up and be noticed.
And you can only gain. There is nothing to lose here.
Yeah, yeah.
Are there current students in the group?
Yes, sir.
Come on. एक एक करके बोलिए प्लीज, मजा आएगा.
Aditya, since you have been in the thick of things, I think you can add something.
Or you can tell us what's happening in Lumba these days.
Aditya, Siddhi.
Students, बोलिए.
कोई बात नहीं, we don't have to put them under pressure. But I mean, this is another learning experience. You see, what happens is, I have learned that one of the things that was told to me is every conversation is an interview. You see, when you are in an elevator, when you are somewhere, you're walking, you run into the vice president, you run into a CEO, treat every conversation as an interview. Because, you know, you're building these 30-second conversations sometimes can go very, very far. So keep those things in mind.
Hello and good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Karibullah Wazai, the current batch student of the MBA department from Lucknow University, current batch 2018 to 20. So I will graduate this year.
Great. Could you also talk a little bit about what your specialization is? What is it that you intend doing, and how are you finding the MBA program?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. First of all, I thank you, everyone. I thanks and appreciate the initiative taken by the alumni, and I thank our department, head of the department, Professor Sanjay Medhavi sir, our all of the faculties, Professor J.K. Sharma sir, everyone. I, as a student of the MBA, feel very proud to be one of the students of this prestigious management organization. This is my second year, and my specialization is in the marketing field. I realize now I can understand what is marketing and how will it really further help me for my future career. And since just I joined the alumni group through the Telegram group, I'm really happy that all my seniors, all the alumni, everyone is sharing his, her own skills and experience. And you all are putting your efforts and you are taking your precious time sharing everything with us for our better future. So it means a lot to us. So on behalf of my department and my current batch, I really thank you all. And I have one question. As there was mentioned that the current batch students that who will opt the specialization for the next year, like marketing, HR or whatever. So as we are going to graduate this year, so can we also apply as a mentee candidate for this program?
Karibullah is one of our international students, and his question is that the students who are just passing out, can they also apply and benefit from this program in the next few months?
Shashank or Utkarsh, would you like to take up this question? Utkarsh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Karibullah, what we have planned is for the first year students. Okay, so one thing is you can obviously join the Telegram group. You can connect with everyone, and you can obviously be in touch with the alumni group. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who are ready to help even in the group that we have. So we want to also grow that group. And why will this program is mainly a student alumni to student driven program. So because you have graduated or you are just about to graduate, I think you can join the alumni group, and we'll be more than happy to help and offer you guidance. but this is a more of a structured program for the first year students so that they can prepare themselves for the internship and the coming placements.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, I'm already connected to that Telegram group, and I'm sure I will benefit a lot from that group.
Sure.
I'd like to add here, if there is any alumni here who wants to take up and help Kareeb, he's most welcome on one-on-one basis. I mean, for LAM program, we have at the moment we have set our boundaries that we'll help the first year students. So any alumni who wants to help Kareeb, please extend your hand forward to Kareeb.
Thank you, sir. Sir, not only me, I'm sure many of my batchmates, they will be keen, they will be eager to just be part of such programs. So thank you, sir.
Sachin sir, this is Pratik from 2009 batch.
Yes, please. Pratik, welcome.
Sir, thanks sir. Sir, whatever the point this Kareem has raised, I have a positive towards it. Whenever these young people in an organization like we did somewhere, initially we don't get any mentor over there, and first years or initial years or for build for learning. I think if any of the as per the company or the sector have joined, we have people out.
Pratik ji, we lost
you are not audible, sir.
There is some problem. I think the Pratik was what he was trying to make his point was like initially when we join an organization, we do not have mentors there, and we are also freshers, and we are into a process of learning. So if somebody is willing to help to the current students who are even placed and doing his started their career, so that I think that this particular program may not be the right thing, Pratik. What I think we can have interaction on the alumni group, and by through personal networking or somebody who is really willing, you can post your concerns there and post your concerns there. Somebody who can take up the concerns and can help you out there in the particular field. I think this may be the right approach to this particular question.
Like to add here why we have decided to help the first year students who are going to the second year is that there is a help that we'll get from the faculty in organizing everything. So as alumni, once you have passed out, it is not easy for us to collate everything, and then matchmaking, it becomes little difficult. So our idea was that since you've already walked out of the institute, you can join the Telegram group, and one-on-one you can request mentors to help you out, and I'm sure a lot of alumni will be happy to help you. Alumni to alumni mentoring.
Yes, Sachin sir, we can do it out of our LAMP program in our regular interactions at our groups. Maybe that would be a great way to do it.
Right, sir. For the moment, the scope of LAMP is students graduating from first year to second year. Maybe in future we'll find some structure to do that as well.
So before we wrap up, I'd just like to share all the links to mentor and mentee is already on your chat. We have already shared a file which you can download from here and use afterwards, or alternatively the same that we shared on the Telegram group, those links is also there on the chat box. And I think there's a time to wrap up. I'd like to hear the final words from Professor Sanjay Medhavi sir, that how it has been the experience and how he finds this program to be in future. Sanjay sir, off to you, sir.
So this has been a great initiative from the alumni side, and all of us, the faculty and the students, they are appreciating this. As some students had just pointed out, so see, this is a very structured program, as Sachin has said, and the current batch students, if they want some help or guidance, they can always do it outside this lab program. And the various groups of the alumni can be one of the forums from where they can interact. And today is the beginning of a long journey, which I am seeing as a big spark has come today. And then we are moving forward in the right direction at a very good speed. And I think this program is going to be one of the programs that would be looked at by other institutions, that if they would also try to imitate. So actually, the laws don't permit. Otherwise, we could have got a copyright on this model. So thank all the alumni for their time, for coming to this meeting today, giving their valuable suggestions, interacting with everyone. And I would like to thank everyone, especially the group that has been coordinating and planning this out. And we can have, as per requirement, we can have more such interactions online as and when required. Maybe in the initial phases, we might require a few interactions, say once a month or something. And once it becomes, as Sachin said, you see a systematic system where the faculty would be coordinating, and then the alumni would be giving their consent, and the concerned students would be put as a mentee along with some mentors. And then it would become a smooth flowing system. So thank you once again, everyone. From on behalf of the Department of Business Administration, LUMBA, I thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thanks.